morning. This is QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Ashma Uba. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. The judiciary of the Gambia, in collaboration with Pepperdine University and stakeholders, held a roundtable discussion to explore potential benefits of plea bargaining. On Monday, the Gambia's Ministry of Health, in collaboration with Africa CDC, launched a 5-day regional forum focused on non-communicable diseases, injuries and mental health. On Saturday, Frontstar Driving School hosted a comprehensive testing event for its latest batch of students to assess the readiness of their aspiring drivers. In international news today, the 7th of October marks 1 year since the Hamas attack on Israel, which sparked the latest and deadliest Middle East conflict in decades. And in sports news, we bring you the latest in the 2024 QCell-sponsored Fasinjaga Choi League final played on Saturday between Black Stars and Kirjata. Those and other stories coming up. Do stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. The judiciary of the Gambia, in collaboration with Pepperdine University and stakeholders, held a roundtable discussion to explore the potential benefits of plea bargaining. Lena Igwenyiba reports.
Plea bargaining, a legal arrangement where a defendant pleads guilty to a lesser charge for a reduced sentence, which is common in some countries and long established in America, has been successfully implemented in several African nations, including Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda and Kenya, among others. However, the Gambia currently does not have a formal plea bargaining system, resulting in lengthy trials that can extend for months or even years. The Gambia's proposed draft criminal procedures bill aims to introduce provisions for plea bargaining. Honorable Justice Hassan B. Jallow, the Chief Justice of the Gambia, emphasized the importance of the workshop in addressing these judicial challenges.
In anticipation of the enactment and the coming into force, and then the implementation of the provisions relating to plea bargaining, the objective is to look at those provisions, examine them, and also in the light of the experiences of other jurisdictions and in the light of the challenges they have faced and the solutions that they have found to those challenges, to make sure that we are better prepared, better equipped to implement the law when it comes into force.
Professor Danny DeWalt from Pepperdine University discussed how implementing plea bargaining could significantly reduce case backlogs in Gambian courts.
Be sure to define it properly. We are not bargaining for justice, but that we are bringing justice efficiently and effectively so that access to justice can be had for all in our communities. We are not here to convince you of anything, but simply to share our experience and lessons learned over many years in the United States, and to learn from you and to collaborate with you should you choose to implement any of the justice reforms that we might be helpful with.
Hussein Tamasi, Solicitor General, highlight the potential of plea bargaining to enhance the justice system, ensuring timely delivery of justice.
In many cases, plea bargaining can spare victims and witnesses the emotional and psychological toll of a full trial. By resolving cases earlier, it may offer them closure and a sense of justice without having to relieve trauma through lengthy court proceedings.
Plea bargaining has its critics. One of the most significant concerns is the potential for coercion. This can occur where defendants, especially those without adequate legal representation, may feel pressured to accept a plea deal for fear of facing harsher penalties if they go to trial. This initiative aims to reduce prolonged trials, streamline the judicial process, and provide defendants with opportunities for reduced sentences. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
On Monday, the Gambia's Ministry of Health, in collaboration with Africa CDC, launched a 5-day regional forum focused on non-communicable diseases, injuries and mental health. Participants are from countries such as Liberia, Ghana and Sierra Leone. Alhaji Lamin Funding Dabo tells us more.
Non-communicable diseases, including injuries and mental health conditions, are now the leading causes of premature death and morbidity in Africa. They significantly hinder efforts to increase life expectancy, and the Gambia is no exception to this trend. The forum provides an opportunity for participants to explore, discuss, and develop effective strategies to reduce the burden of non-communicable diseases and enhance mental health, while also addressing the critical issue of injuries within our communities. Momodou T. Nyasi, the Acting Director of Health Services, emphasized that hosting the forum reflects on the Ministry of Health's ongoing commitment to combating non-communicable diseases, injuries, and mental health issues.
As we embark on this important journey together, let us remind ourselves of the profound impact we can have on individual life and communities. We have the potential to create a healthier, safer world for everyone by focusing on prevention, support, and comprehensive care.
Despite the increasing burden of these conditions in Africa, our health systems remain fragile, facing challenges such as capacity, policy, and programmatic gaps. Betty Kabarega Inkabire, the Non-Communicable Diseases Technical Officer at Africa CDC, underscores the institution's commitment to supporting efforts in addressing NCDs, injuries, and mental health.
We really, as Africa CDC, have no doubt that this review will benefit your respective countries by supporting your efforts to assess existing national action on NCDs, injuries, and mental health, and identifying strategies to addressing priority needs for improvement.
Non-communicable diseases, including cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, chronic respiratory diseases, and cancers, represent a significant challenge to public health worldwide. Adama Drame is the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Health.
We must strengthen partnerships, alliances, and networks. It's very crucial. We must unite nationally, regionally, and globally. Include all academic and research institutions, the public and private sectors, and civil society organizations. These partnerships will help us to collaborate on preventing and controlling NCDs and mental health conditions, and also injuries, and promote innovative research relevant to Africa.
Findings from this assessment will illuminate the best practice and challenges faced by member states in implementing NCDIMH strategies and programs at the country level. For QTV News, I am Lamin Alaj Fandin Dabo.
On Saturday, Frontstar Driving School hosted a comprehensive testing event for its latest batch of students. Held at Key Point Beach, the event assessed the readiness of these aspiring drivers who have been trained not only in vehicle operation but also in road rules, defensive driving techniques, and emergency situation management. Alusise has more.
Well, growing up in families where no one drives, the idea of being behind the wheel seems scary for many, including these students who, out of their determination to overcome that fear, enrolled at Frontstar Driving School, where they've been undergoing vigorous training by Frontstar's professional instructors. Here, I'm just with Abdullah Baji, who is a testing officer, and he is taking one of the students on the road signs, which are very crucial as a driver.
So what we do is we ask them questions about the road signs. Of course, they have, you can see that we have a copy of it on a paper that he is holding, and I'm holding my own copy. So we will ask them, and they will try to tell us what the sign means. If you look at this, our sign, or this paper, all the signs are plain. They don't come with the meaning of the sign under the signboard. If you go to the book, if you refer to the Highway Code book, you are given the meaning of each sign, so that you are able to read and know what it means. But what we do here is we teach you in such a way that you know the signs off head.
Thank you very much. That's Abdullah Baji, testing officer here, just taking the students through the road signs, which are very important. as far as driving is concerned. And on this other side, like I said, I mean, this is one of the students here who is just, trying to put to practice, I mean, the theory that, he has acquired, I mean, during his week training at Front Star Driving School. If they qualify from this stage, then, I mean, they will be formally certified by the training school to confirm that they have really been trained by the school. We will just try to speak to the CEO of Front Star Driving School, who is Modlamin Baji, a young dynamic Gambian who established Front Star Driving School in 2020. We'll just find out from him as to what exactly inspires him into establishing this driving school.
I went to a driving school where I was trained without theory or without any highway science. As a good citizen, and I want to contribute to the national development, I thought it's deemed necessary to also establish a driving school that would give a chance to every Gambian to be able to train in the professional way. That is both theory and the practical. That is the main reason, Aliu.
What is keeping you going?
I think we are giving standard, Aliu, 100%. We are giving standard to the students. We started from a level, but today I can say we are at UN standard.
We have people from all walks of life that have in the past come to enroll at Front Star Driving School. And one of them is this young man who is from the National Youth Parliament. Could you just tell us your name and tell us, I mean, why do you choose Front Star Driving School?
All right, thank you very much. I am Abdoulaye Oba. I am the clerk of the National Youth Parliament, the Gambia. It's a civil society organization that does issues for young people in the Gambia. And with it, sign up with Front Stars Driving Schools because we've seen the quality of services that they have offered. And I think one thing every person should embrace in this country is to understand that learning to drive from a very reliable school is a life skill, and it's very important we do that so that we minimize the amount and the rate of accidents that we have on our roads.
Front Star, I mean, has branches across the country, and just to make it easy for you, you can reach them on their toll number on 1218. Front Star Driving School is the right place to be, and as they pride themselves, they are the leading and the best driving school in the country. Reporting for QTV News from the Bakau Cape Point Beach, I am Aliu Sise.
That's story by Aliu Sise. Will now take us to a commercial break, but when we return, we have more local as well as international news stories for you and sports. Do stay tuned.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply. Q Money and Orange.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. The Bertel Harding Highway is transforming transportation in the Gambia with new roundabouts and vehicular overpasses. But safety must come first. Standing along the road or at roundabouts to flag down taxis creates unsafe conditions and unnecessary traffic jams. Remember, always board taxis at designated taxi garages or the garas located at major traffic points. Drivers stopping in no stopping zones will be penalized. Let's keep our roads clear and safe. Together, we can ensure a safe and efficient journey for all.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News and I'm Asma Oba. Now coming up next, we have international news. Today, 7th October, marks 1 year since the Hamas attack on Israel, which sparked the latest deadliest conflict in decades in what it is seen by many as the longest-running conflict in modern times, and the reigniting of the war on Gaza, one of the deadliest in recent history. Aliou Cisse tells us more.
The current phase of Israel's war on Gaza is widely regarded as one of the deadliest and most destructive in recent history, killing nearly 42,000 and wounded more than 96,000 people, many of them women and children, according to the Palestinian health officials. The death toll is likely to be much higher as thousands of people remain buried under rubble or in areas inaccessible to medical teams. This current phase of this long-running conflict erupted on 7th of October 2023, when Palestinian group Hamas attacked a musical festival in Israel, in which, according to Israel officials, 1,139 people were killed and about 250 taken captive. It is thought Hamas wanted the hostages as part of negotiations for the release of thousands of Palestinians in Israeli prisons. As protests continue around the world, calling for the end of the war, Israelis have also been rallying in Tel Aviv, pressuring their government to negotiate and bring back their loved ones held captive by Hamas. A year into the war, it's estimated that 90% of Gaza's 2.3 million population has been displaced and forced to crowd in 10 camps with no electricity, running water, or toilets, according to the United Nations. The World Bank estimates $18.5 billion worth of damage in Gaza from the first 3 months of the war, which was before Israel launched most of its fiercest operations. With nowhere safe in Gaza, 8 workers and 174 journalists and media workers have been killed by Israeli forces, something many said is a deliberate target by Israeli forces. A charge the nation denies. Hamas fired rockets at Tel Aviv and Israeli military positions in Gaza as Israelis gathered at the Nova festival site to mark 1 year since the war started. With no place safe in Gaza, there is more fear that the war will escalate to the entire region, as US-backed Israel has now extended its war beyond Hamas to Iran-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon and against the Houthis in Yemen. As the death toll mounts, there appears to be no serious efforts to negotiate an end to this fly-up of the centuries-old conflict. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Also in international news, shared bicycles and electric bikes have become key modes of transportation in China. QTV's Jennifer Sonko recently spoke with African journalists participating in the China Press Communication Center Fellowship about their experiences exploring Beijing in 2 wheels. Here is her report.
In the clean and beautiful streets of China, you will find numerous stations for accessing shared bicycles and electric bikes. The payment system is user-friendly, allowing customers to choose between a pay-per-ride option based on distance or a subscription model, all facilitated through WeChat or Alipay. These bikes offer a straightforward, affordable and eco-friendly way to get around, making them an ideal sustainable transportation choice. According to a 2023 study, bike sharing in China achieved a market penetration of 31.6% by the end of 2022, reflecting a 50% increase since 2017. I engaged Nigerian journalist Raphael Oni, who has been living in Beijing for the past 2 months and using bicycles and electric bikes as a primary mode of transportation.
Earlier this morning, I went to get some grocery at a particular place, and it was heavy for me, so my movement there was faster, and coming I had to use the bike to put my things, so it was easy. It's convenient for me to move around it. To be candid, I envy this a lot, but I don't think it will work in Nigeria as of now, because the only place I know we could have it is in Abuja, because we have a good road network in Abuja, which is the capital city, and despite the fact that a good road network, the government has some policy. Even motorbike are not allowed within the city center, so it's difficult.
The World Health Organization, WHO, emphasizes that safe infrastructure for walking and cycling is essential for promoting health equity for the most economically disadvantaged urban populations who may not have access to private vehicles. Walking and cycling offer a variable mode of transportation. These activities do not only provide mobility, but also help lower the risk of heart disease, stroke, certain cancers, diabetes, and even premature death. The United Nations has designated June 3rd as World Bicycle Day to highlight the benefits of cycling as a sustainable transportation option. Ghanaian journalist Samuel Ayama believes the Ghanaian government should follow this initiative. He also shares his insights on the security challenges surrounding bicycles in African countries.
For me, having these kind of bikes, just like it's been displayed on the streets of every part of China, if we also try to emulate same in our various countries, I think it will go a long way to ease the congestion, the traffic jam, the challenges we normally go through before we get to our workplaces. This calls for attitudinal change because our attitude towards the environment is not encouraging at all. Here in China, we've noticed that you don't see people, I've never seen anybody throwing something on the floor. Governments, they can do it. They can do it. Making sure that the security are up to the task, making sure that they are on the streets, ensuring that whatever you do, and like it goes contrary according to the rules and regulations governing the country or the environment, the law catches up with you.
World leaders will be meeting this year in November for the COP29 in Azerbaijan, where they'll be discussing different topics relating to how our planet can be safer for us all. Now, transportation contributes 24% to global direct CO2 emissions. And research has shown that with a moderate increase in cycling globally, this can save us 6 to 14 million tons of carbon dioxide. Now, China is part of the countries leading sustainable transportation through cycling. Reporting for QTV News from Beijing, China, I am Jenna Basonko.
From international news, let's now take a look at sports news in a moment. The 2024 QCell-sponsored Fast Njaga Choi League final on Saturday between Black Stars and Kirjata failed to produce a winner. QTV's Amadou Tamba watched the final and he has the rest of that story.
The first chance of an exciting game fell to Fode Mendy of Kirjata inside the first minute. The winger fired a left-footed shot wide before Koti Mendy thought he had given his side the lead in the 26th minute. Only to see his effort hit the post. Both teams sent on fresh legs in the second half to try to win the game, and Black Stars thought they had gone in front in the 70th minute, just to see Babukar Job's goal ruled out for offside, and the game ended goalless. Ismail Assaw, the assistant coach of Kirjata, says his team would have won had they taken their chances. The striker who missed the chance is young and inexperienced, but we will give him all the support and encouragement. Mahmoudou Diouf, the assistant coach of Black Stars FC, was looking forward to the replay. I congratulate my players. They did well, but we were unfortunate not to score. We will go back and prepare better for the replay. Alaji Wali Kaur is the president of the Village Development Committee.
The sports committee is a subcommittee under the VDC. It was never easy initially, but I will say thanks to QCell, we were able to pull this through. They came up with a sponsorship package, which is a 5-year contract, and this is the 4th year. So we will say this is just the beginning, and we hope next year we will be able to stake more than the amount that we stake this year. So in that, I will say a big thanks to QCell.
The two teams will return at a date still to be decided to battle for the trophy in a game that must produce a winner. For QTV News, Amadou Tamba.
Also in sports news, Brighton Hove and Albion and Gambia winger Yankuba Minteh scored his first Premier League goal in a remarkable comeback performance against Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday. Our sports reporter Mamadou Gajaga has the details.
Yankuba Minteh scored his first ever Premier League goal to orchestrate a sparking comeback from a 2-0 down at half-time to win 3-2. It was an eventful second-half display by Brighton and Minteh, who started the game, having come off the bench in their defeat to Chelsea last weekend. The Gambia international had an assist in his debut against Everton on August 17th. Since then, he has been consistently in the team as a starter. However, he came on as a substitute in 2 matches. Minteh has pace and the ability to dribble. However, he hasn't been clinical in finishing off goal-scoring chances. Overall, he has played 7 times in the Premier League, with 1 goal scored and just 1 assist. The Gambia youngster will now focus on international duties as Gambia faced a double-leg tie AFCON qualifier against Madagascar on October 11th and 14th, 2024. Umudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have for you, but before we go, a recap of our main news headlines. The judiciary of the Gambia, in collaboration with Pepperdine University and stakeholders, held a roundtable discussion to explore plea bargaining's potential benefits. On Monday, the Gambia's Ministry of Health, in collaboration with Africa CDC, launched a 5-day regional forum focused on non-communicable diseases, injuries and mental health. On Saturday, Frontstar Driving School hosted a comprehensive testing event for its latest batch of students to assess the readiness of the aspiring drivers. In international news, today, the 7th of October, marks 1 year since the Hamas attack on Israel, which sparked the latest deadliest Middle East conflict in decades. And in sports news, we brought to you the latest in the 2024 QCell-sponsored Fast Njagachoy League final played on Saturday between Black Stars and Kirjata, which failed to produce a winner as the two sides failed to score. Well, that's all we have for you in this news bulletin. Join us again at 10 p.m. for more news. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.